The day Amara knelt beside a millionaire's Lamborghini with a sponge in her trembling hands, she was not dreaming of luxury, love, or a better life. She was thinking about one thing: food. Her stomach had been empty since the previous morning, and the few coins in her pocket were not enough to buy even a simple meal. She had come to the wealthy neighborhood because someone had told her that rich families sometimes paid cash for small jobs. She never imagined that cleaning a stranger's expensive car would become the moment that changed her entire life. Amara had learned early that life could be cruel without warning. After losing her mother, she had been left responsible for her younger brother, Daniel, who was still in school. Their tiny apartment had peeling walls, a broken window, and a kitchen where the cupboards were often empty. Amara worked whenever she could, washing clothes, cleaning houses, carrying groceries, and doing whatever honest work people offered. But after Daniel became sick and needed expensive treatment, every coin disappeared almost as quickly as she earned it. She refused to complain. She simply kept going because someone had to. If you believe in humanity tales, second chances, and the power of kindness, take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Sometimes, one small act of compassion can change a life forever. That afternoon, Amara walked through the gates of an enormous mansion after noticing a yellow Lamborghini parked in the driveway. The vehicle looked more expensive than anything she had ever touched. She hesitated, embarrassed by her worn clothes, but hunger pushed her forward. She found a bucket, filled it with water, and began carefully washing the car. She knew she had no permission, but she planned to finish quickly and leave before anyone noticed. What she did not know was that the car belonged to Adrian Cole, a young millionaire known throughout the city for his enormous business empire. Adrian had everything money could buy, yet he had grown increasingly tired of people who treated him like a walking bank account. Almost everyone around him wanted something. Employees wanted promotions, strangers wanted favors, and people who pretended to care about him often disappeared whenever his money was no longer useful to them. When Adrian stepped outside and saw an unfamiliar woman washing his Lamborghini, his first reaction was shock. He walked toward her, expecting an explanation. But before he could say anything, he noticed her hands. They were rough, scratched, and red from years of hard work. Her shoes were worn down. Her dress had been repaired more than once. And despite her exhaustion, she was cleaning his car as carefully as if it were priceless. Adrian asked why she was there, and Amara lowered her eyes. She admitted that she had been hungry and hoped someone might pay her for the work. She expected him to become angry, but instead Adrian noticed something even more painful. She was trying desperately to hide how weak she felt from hunger. He quietly asked when she had last eaten. Amara hesitated before admitting it had been the previous morning. Adrian immediately told his staff to prepare food. Amara initially refused because she did not want charity. She only wanted to earn what she received. Adrian understood that difference. Instead of simply handing her money, he offered her paid work at the mansion. For the first time in months, Amara had steady income. She cleaned, organized, and helped wherever she was needed. She never stole anything, never asked for special treatment, and never tried to impress Adrian. In fact, she often reminded him that his employees deserved respect, especially those who worked quietly behind the scenes. Adrian began noticing something unusual about her. She had almost nothing, yet she constantly found ways to help people who had even less. One evening, Adrian discovered that Amara had secretly used part of her paycheck to buy groceries for an elderly employee whose family was struggling. He was stunned. She had been saving every dollar for Daniel's medical treatment, yet she had still found room in her heart for someone else. Adrian began helping Daniel through legitimate channels, arranging medical assistance without making Amara feel indebted. As Daniel recovered, Amara's life slowly became more stable. But something unexpected happened inside Adrian as well. For the first time in years, he began looking at a person without seeing a business opportunity, social status, or financial advantage. He saw character. Then came the moment that nearly destroyed everything. Adrian's business partners discovered that he had been spending time with Amara, and they mocked him for associating with someone from such a different background. One partner even accused Amara of targeting Adrian for his money. The accusation spread quickly, and Amara, terrified that her presence might damage Adrian's reputation, decided to leave. She packed her few belongings and prepared to return to the life she had known before. She did not want Adrian to think she had ever expected anything from him. But Adrian stopped her. He publicly defended her, making it clear that the people who judged her knew nothing about the sacrifices she had made. He explained that Amara had entered his life when she had every reason to think only about herself, yet she had chosen kindness instead. He told his partners that wealth could buy comfort, but it could never buy the character she possessed. Months passed, and Adrian and Amara continued building a life based not on money, but on trust and respect. Adrian eventually asked her to marry him, not because she had become wealthy, and not because he wanted to rescue her, but because he had come to admire the woman who had once stood beside his Lamborghini simply hoping to earn enough money to eat. Their wedding was elegant, but Amara cared less about the decorations than about the people sitting in the room. Daniel stood proudly beside her, healthy and smiling. Several employees from the mansion attended. Even the elderly worker Amara had helped received a place of honor. Years later, Amara still remembered that first day. She remembered the hunger, the embarrassment, and the fear that someone would discover her washing a car she could never afford. But she also remembered the moment Adrian chose compassion instead of anger. She eventually created a foundation that provided food, education, and emergency assistance to struggling families. Her goal was simple: no one should ever have to choose between dignity and hunger. And whenever someone asked her how she went from cleaning a millionaire's Lamborghini to becoming his wife, she never talked about the Lamborghini. She talked about one meal. Because that was where everything truly began. If this story touched your heart, please like the video, share it with someone who believes that kindness still matters, and subscribe to Humanity Tales for more stories of hope, humanity, and second chances. Before we end, comment, kindness can change everything, if you believe that one compassionate decision can completely change the direction of someone's life. Amara entered that mansion looking for enough money to buy one meal. She left with something far greater, not because wealth suddenly made her worthy, but because someone finally recognized the worth she had carried inside her all along. Her story became a reminder that sometimes the people who appear to have the least are carrying the greatest treasures: courage, dignity, loyalty, and a heart that refuses to stop caring. And perhaps that is the greatest lesson of all. Never judge someone by the clothes they wear, the work they do, or the place they come from. The person struggling in front of you today may be the very person who teaches you what true wealth really means tomorrow.